All right, everyone. Well, we've got some crazy stuff going on in Raid Shadow Legends and another day with a lot of stuff to get into. So let's just get right to it. And I'm sure at least some of you guys noticed this yesterday. It was something that caught my eyes right away. But if you took a look at the event screen, we actually had notice for 2 champion training events. And even now you guys can see that we do have 2 champion training events going. Now, at first, I thought this has to be a mistake. Somebody at Plarium must have just pressed the wrong button. They've had a history of doing things similar like this with events and other things in the past, so it really would not have surprised me if somebody just turned on the wrong event. But then I realized, you know what, it's actually April 1st tomorrow, so maybe this is some kind of April Fool's joke. Maybe they're, actually gonna be another event going on and they're just labeling it as a champion training event just as a joke. It turns out to actually be even better than that. Now, if you take a look at the champion training event, you'll see that it only requires a total of 12 points. That's pretty crazy. Now, we've actually had something similar like this before in the past for New Year's, and it turns out the way that this champion training event works is, it technically is like a champion training event, except you get the rewards at just 1 point, and you're limited to 1 point per day. So all you have to do is quite simply just level up any champion, even a level 1 champion. You can just level it up to 2, whatever, however you're going to get that 1 point. Everybody should be able to get it every single day without any kind of problem, and that's going to allow you to get a reward each day. Now, because you're capped out at 1 point per day, you can get each of these rewards every day, and it's essentially like, if you really think about it, it's like more daily login rewards for the next 12 days, and they're actually pretty decent. You can take a look and see here, you've got energy, we've got 50 gems twice, more energy, it looks like energy 3 times, couple of ancient shards, 100 gems in total, and an epic book at the end. So for essentially stuff just logging into the game and, barely playing, it's not 100% completely free because you do have to get that 1 point, but you should have no problem getting it anywhere in the game. So it's virtually like daily login rewards, and they're definitely not too bad. So, I applaud you, Plarium. This is really clever. This is definitely fun. It had me on my feet kind of wondering what this was, and absolutely a great April Fool's Day prank that actually turned into something that's going to have some pretty decent rewards. So you have that going on. Now, there is another champion training event as well, and unfortunately, I don't have as many good things to say about the one that we've already had running in comparison to the one that we just got for April Fool's Day, because this one is kind of a mess. 30,000 points. You do have a long time to complete it, but if you take a look at the actual rewards, you still have that legendary tome, you've got 3 ancient shards, but overall, 30,000 points is a major, major grind, and these rewards, you know what? If you're going to be doing it anyway, you might as well get the extra rewards on top of, the grinding that you're normally going to be doing. But it's a lot of work for a legendary tome, 3 ancient shards, a few gems. I guess you have an epic tome and a couple of, rank 3 chickens and some other smaller stuff there. So the good news, though, is with this champion trading event, it does have a long period of time, so you don't have to grind it all out at once. It still turns out to be something like 2,000 or 3,000. I don't think it's quite that high, but around 2,000 or so points per day. But we also have this Dungeon Divers event going on. It's going to end pretty soon. We'll have the Ice Golem tournament going on as well, so you do have a lot of options when it comes to like how you want to complete that Dungeon Divers event. Whether you decide to go with Ice Golem, whether you decide to go with the Giant Champion Training. Me personally, I've been grinding out the Ice Golem because I think the rewards are a little bit more desirable in comparison to that champion training. 2,750 points is a lot more reasonable to obtain. You can get some gems here, and if you place anywhere on the leaderboards, honestly, take a look at this stuff. Anything in the top 10 is reasonable. I would be happy placing anywhere here for the energy gems, ancient shards, the gear, or more ancient shards. So that's what I've been doing, but of course, as I mentioned in the video from a couple of days ago, when it comes to Dungeon Divers campaign versus dungeons, technically highest stage dungeons are a bit more efficient, but if you guys really want to go for something that you have your eyes on, whether it be, farming champions or running dungeons, do what you want, because now you actually have some options. So alright, anyway, that's everything related to the actual current stuff that we have going on. Now, I do have some information about patch 1.14, new champions, and a little bit of a timeline of things to come in Raid Shadow Legends. So I want to share with you guys some messages here from the Diamond. Now, I will also say the Diamond has been absolutely awesome. We are actually getting some real solid communication from Plarium for the first time in a very long time. Before the Diamonds came on board, I will say it was very difficult to even get a single reply back from anyone at Plarium, and now we're actually starting to see a big ramp up in how much they are communicating as well as just supporting the community in general. So I'm happy to see it moving in the right direction. We've still got a long ways to go though, but here is a little bit of information from the Diamonds about the upcoming patch as well as upcoming champions. Now, a little reminder once again, if you guys are wondering why the text is blacked out, I have permission from the Diamonds to share information provided from him. However, I have not gotten the verbal okay from anybody else who they might be included as a quote in his messages. I'm sure most people would be okay with it, but just to be safe, I haven't personally gotten the okay, so, you know, I'm going to take the extra precaution, and that's why you guys see some stuff blacked out there, is because it contains content and messages that are not from the Diamonds. But here we go. Devs are aiming for early April. Hopefully next week the patch is here. As for the champs, guys are preparing several new ones. I'll check their skills when they are ready. So we are going to be getting new champions coming up. However, very importantly, and the Diamond, I think he mentions it in the next message that I'm going to share with you guys, these champions are not coming out with patch 1.14. These are going to be champions coming out in the near future. And of course, when we have more information about them, I will share with you guys the skills, abilities, etc., and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to be clear that these champions, they're not going to be added to the champion pool with patch 1.14. Now, the patch is still scheduled to be released in early April, and hey, here we are in early April. This is April 1st, so hopefully we see the patch coming out in the next few days. That would be absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to it, and then we can kind of move on to some of the other stuff that the Diamond is talking about and things that we are seeing on the timeline for Raid Shadow Legends. Now, the next message right here. So this is something that I did mention in a video from a few days ago, is about the Amazon Prime rewards. You know, I'm not going to get into too much detail because these have been going on for a long time now. In fact, we're getting to the very, very end of them. Those of you guys who have been able to get those rewards, it's nice because if you already have Amazon Prime, you can get some stuff in Raid for free. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you don't really need to worry about it too much right now. I would say you can sign up for the free trial, but we're getting at the very end of the Amazon Prime rewards, and we do have confirmation here from the Diamond that they aren't going to be doing like a second series of Amazon Prime rewards. For the time being, once they come to an end, that's going to be it. Who knows if they're going to be running some other kind of promotion, but that's going to be it for Amazon-related stuff. So, as for the Battle Pass, we'll definitely have a new season, so it is going to be happening. However, it's not going to be coming with 1.14. I should have more details about the new season and the rewards in a week or two. As always, I'll share info here. So, this actually does have a bit of significance because if you take a look at the Battle Pass, you guys will see here that we are now just under that 1 week mark from the Battle Pass ending. So if we don't have more info for a week or two, that means that there might actually be a reasonable gap in between the end of Season 1 and the start of Season 2. Now, from a lot of other games that have similar Battle Pass systems, it usually isn't that long. In fact, some games will jump immediately from the end of Season 1 right into the start of Season 2, but it doesn't look like that is going to turn out to be the case with Raid. It seems like there is going to be a gap. I'm really looking forward to Season 2 as well. I really hope that they learned from a lot of the mistakes that they made in Season 1, and I'll be the first to say that I definitely think that they have made their fair share of mistakes. Especially with the Battle Pass. The rewards were great for sure, but I definitely think they could change things up a bit, especially for the free and even for the paid section to really make it even more appealing and more successful. So I'll be interested to see. It would be nice if we could, you know, see some like sacred shards. That was something that I did notice. There was no sacred shards anywhere in the Battle Pass. Little disappointing. I know that's something a couple of other people brought up, but, you know, just generally speaking, I'm sure the rewards will be tuned around a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with Season 2. So, alright, and the last thing right here, so we've got the 2 training events going on at the same time. It's not a mistake. It didn't take me too long for me to realize when they actually came out with it. You know what? Maybe Plarium actually is thinking on the next level, and maybe it is something for April Fools. Now, as for the Fusion, I'll keep you informed as I get any updates. Now, if you're wondering to yourself, wait, Fusion? We don't have a Fusion going on right now. Well, that's right. So I think that this is a little bit of a sneak peek into a clear idea that there is going to be a new Fusion coming up sometime in the future. Now, we have had these Fusion events relatively consistent. They're kind of like becoming a theme, just like the, ×2 events. When we first had the ×2 events for shards, we didn't know if that was something that was really going to be coming back on a consistent basis. Well, now for the Fusions, I think it's pretty safe to say every couple of months, some type of Fusion is planned, so we are going to be seeing another one at some point. Now, I really liked the last Fusion that they did with Killian, however you guys, agree with the pronunciations. I've heard it different from different people, but the champions to actually fuse were much easier to obtain than a lot of the other Fusions. I'm not saying that it was easy to complete, but relatively speaking, compared to the Fusions that we had before, especially like that crazy one where you needed all Void champions, I think that was Tournament. Really crazy. So, it'll be interesting to see how they kind of work out the new Fusion, and I'm sure as we get more information about it, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. But that's pretty much going to be everything Raid Shadow Legends related, news, information for the day. Like I said earlier in the video, we've actually been starting to get more and more communication from the Diamond and just Plarium in general. It's not 100% there yet, but at least it's good to see that it is moving in the right direction. And I'm sure some of you guys have also noticed something really cool start to pop up are these like challenges. There was this Gold Rush thing, which is really cool. For those of you guys wondering, don't worry, it's not like I got left out. I've just been busy and I didn't really inquire about participating. I wanted to watch it from the sidelines, and really interesting to see how it turned out, as well as, or how it's been turning out, as well as just the fact that Plarium is actually now open to getting involved with the community a little bit more. So, again, trending in the right direction, but still got a long ways to go. Anyway, just wanted to end off on a positive note. That's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you did, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this in the future. If you want to leave a like, it means more than you can imagine. So thank you to all of you guys to do that. And more Raid Shadow Legends videos, guides, tutorials, and all that fun stuff should be popping up on the screen right about now. Feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.